to Midnight with Moran. I'm your host, Tomas Moran, and tonight I'm going to be talking with a very distinguished member of the local society. The topic we're going to be dealing with is taverns cross strip bars. Are they a den for deviants and miscreants, or just a good night out with the lads? I'm joined tonight. I'm sorry, I've forgotten.
John Magillicudy.
John Magillicudy joins me tonight. You're very welcome to the show,
Thank you,
John.
thank you, Tomas.
Now, you are the owner of...
Yes.
What's the title of the bar exactly?
It's Magillicudy's Tavern and Strip Bar with the slogan, Good Night Out and Happy Endings.
Pints and pulls, yes.
Yes, actually, yes, that's the in joke. We can't put that on the signage on the front, but on the inside there's a sign to be seen that says pints and pulls. We pull your pints. No, yes, we pull your pints. You pull whatever you want.
Very witty.
Yes.
And I assure you, if we weren't live, we would edit that out. But okay, first off,
Yes.
now a tavern cross strip bar it's a very unique thing, especially in this time, in this area, in this agrarian culture,
Yes.
in this rural society.
Yes.
It's not something that's seen very often.
No, I'd agree with that. Yes.
And how would you? Well, you don't get many of them in the small villages outside of the gateway towns and the major cities.
Well, I tell you, I believe we're the only ones in Leinster, bar Dublin. Because see, I wouldn't count Dublin as Leinster because
They're dirty girls.
Scumbags, dirty girls. You know, my girls are lovely girls. You know, no. Like I mean, the nuns there, you know, they're fantastic. But as you were saying there, yes, I do believe we're the only ones in Leinster. Yes.
Of course, yes. And now I'm going to ask you: did you receive a lot of uproar from the community? Was there a conflict or a did they rally against you and say, nay, not in our town, not in our village?
Well, the randy old men were saying yay, but I did at the beginning. If we go back to the very beginning, when I filed my application for planning permission, I actually said it would be a local meeting point for, like a community centre, some might say, with dancing lessons. But as things went on, you know, it snowballed into a strip club. And you see, when the women, the owl women, found out, I did meet a lot of local opposition. Yes.
And I heard there was picket lines and.
Well,
is it true that they did attack your dog? And in what manner was that attack carried out?
Well, my dog's genitals were mutilated. I was woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning to the yelps of my dog.
It's alright, take your time.
Thank you,
Breathe.
It's very upsetting. Old Fido won't be having a pull anymore himself. It's very upsetting.
It's an upsetting.
He's been denied his basic human right to pull.
I see. Now with the local uproar, how did you overcome this and establish yourself firmly as a pillar of the society in Ballykilbollocks?
Well, the residents of Ballykilbollocks, between you and me, Thomas, wouldn't be terribly bright. So
no, I'm going to have to let you know that we are live on air at the moment. And
fuck. I was only joking.
Sure.
Initially, what
sure, they know you're only joking.
They know I'm having a laugh. Mary, you know what I'm talking about.
Be exasperated without you, sure.
Well, we did an offer when if the man brought his number two, he'd buy a pint, she'd get her drink free, and then sure, didn't she enjoy watching the dancing and her husband pulling?
That was an incentive,
yes.
Of course. No.
And of course, you see, it managed to bond. You know, they didn't have to be worrying about where their husband was going. They were with him. And you see, the nuns now, they were great help. They encouraged the local women to come along, and they really got involved. It's good to say.
It's good to hear that kind of community
Yes.
involvement. Now, coming back to the topic of nuns.
Yes.
I mean, it was. I mean, there was some amount of audacity involved when first you proposed to build your tavern / strip club not 5 meters from the back wall of a nunnery.
I think you'll find it's actually 6.2.
Okay, well that's not all that important
feet.
at this at this point in time. It's established now. We've got that, but
Yes.
But there was some confusion in the eyes of critics when you decided to build it. Well, first I'm sorry, I'm a little confused when you proposed to actually have it being attached to the back wall of the nunnery. I mean, what were you thinking when you made that proposition?
What was going through my mind was, can it be done? And I thought, if there's one man can do it, it's me. So when I put up when it transpired what I was going to be doing, the local bishop called for a meeting between myself and the mother superior in the local nunnery, and we sat down and we both realised, you know, it would be beneficial for both of us to have beside the nunnery.
Of course, they wouldn't make much money.
Well, you see, yes, they come in, do a few dances. They need more, you know, they need money to run the nunnery, so they do a few dances. They also get more patrons as well now, because some of the lads are a bit dirty after coming to my place, you know, so they have to say a few prayers.
I heard that in recent months you have expanded and built a special stage for the nun dancers. Now, is it true that the pole they use is actually in the shape of a crucifix? Of course, not with our Lord on it, but it is in the form of a cross. It is cruciform in shape, yes?
Yes, well, Sister Constantine thought, you know, that sure, why not have she's very much of the opinion, go big or go home. Yes, that's exactly it. She thought that was her way of worshipping God in her own space. She brought God to the masses in my strip club. The whole 52 residents of Ballykilbollocks gathered around the sister on the cross, grinding, as it were.
Of course, to see a sister grinding, it's an obscure act, and I understand that one or two of your more frequent visitors were thrown when the
act
of
yes
the head nun in this nunnery balanced
bumping and grinding the pole
down, and of course the frocks they wear, they're not designed to go upside down, and of course it just over her head, and God, sure, there's not a soul in Ballykilbollocks who wasn't in that night. And how did you clear the air with that now?
Well,
first you had to get her down first.
Well, she was stuck. You see, her gown got stuck on a joint at the top of the pole, but eventually we got her down, and we talked it over with the mayor, which is myself, funnily enough, and the town clerk, which is the sister, funnily enough, and we came to the agreement that if we thought it was good, sure, they thought it was good, and it's been grand ever since.
Just pass it all off as part of the act.
Yes.
Now, it's been great talking to you, John.
Yes.
Now, very informative.
It's good to be here. Thank you.
I hope your business does well in future years and carries on throughout the generations.
It's pulling along nicely.
Oh, very witty, John.
Yes,
very witty.
Yes.
Now, I'd like to take this opportunity to say a quick shout out to our sponsors, Swigginson's Brewery and Explosive Demolition.
They supply
PLC.
me, by the way.
Yes, and their slogan is, if you can't drown it out, blow it up. Now, you've been listening to Midnight with Moran. Join us next week when we discuss boy horse trap racing, local menaces on the streets, or just a good night out with the lads. We'll be joined by John Magillicudy.
I'll be here next week. Yes, I am involved in that. Remember, Magillicudies Tavern / strip bar. From our peaks to yours. 2 pints, 1 dance.
This is Thomas Moran, signing out and going for a pull.
Same here.